But now straight we're going to the entertainment gist for today. First of all, we have Femi Kuti in the news because he opened up about life under Fela's shadow. Afrobeat icon Femi Kuti is getting candid about what he was really like growing up as the son of legendary Fela Kuti and how he managed to break free from tutoring expectations to become his own man. In a recent appearance on the Afropolitan podcast, Femi revealed that from a young age he faced immense pressure to follow in his father's footsteps. He said, and I quote, "At school, at the bus stop, everywhere I went, people would ask, 'Are you not going to be like your father? Won't you play music?' He said. The pressure was overwhelming. Everyone expected me to become a copy of Fela, but it wasn't until later in life that Femi Kuti experienced a turning point. He realized he was not meant to replicate anyone, not Fela, not a jazz great like John Coltrane and Charlie Parker, but to discover his own very unique voice. He said, and I quote, "If God wanted me to be Fela, I would have been Fela." End of quote. He said again, "I had to be Femi Kuti." At some point, he even lived with his father and dressed like him, but eventually made the bold decision to just go solo and form his own band. Now, the move was not without consequences. He said, "His fans turned on me, the press turned on me, there was no internet, so I could not even defend myself," he recalled. Through all the backlash, one person gave him the reality check he needed, and that was his grandmother. She told me, "What kind of lousy musician are you? You've been here for 2 weeks and you haven't touched your horn," Femi said. "I cried all night, but that moment saved my life." Today, Femi Kuti sees the struggle as a necessary part of finding his own identity and building a career on his own personal terms. He said, "I had to feel the pain and fight for my own success. Living under my father's roof, I could not even see my own dream." End of quote.
So I like that he's coming out to say this because a lot of people are being pushed to be who they are not.
Yes.
Due to their parents' legacy. I remember when Sheyi Awolowo came out and he went for Big Brother and people were like, "No, he cannot be the Awolowo that we know. No, he's a shame to the family. He's this, he's
Black
that."
sheep.
And there have been a lot of other people who have come out and because their father were great men in some industries, people expected them to just move on and follow the footsteps. But people need to understand that different people have different callings. What if he decided not to even be a musician and to do something totally different? Would they have killed him? No, because at the end of the day, it's his life. He chose to do music. Yes, he grew up in a home where there was music. His brother is doing music, he's doing music, his son is doing music, everybody's doing music. But at the end of the day, each person just have to stand on their own and carve a niche for themselves instead of replicating what other people said and have done in the past. And I love that he said this because this feels like a wake-up call to a lot of people out there. People need to know and understand that you can always be your own self. You can be your own person and still prosper and succeed. You don't have to be like somebody else. And I understand him living in the shadow of his father because, yes, he's his father and he has the same last name. So people are expecting, okay, his son does music too, so he should inherit what his father did. So he should be into activism and all of that. But he was into something else. But like he said, he tried that way. He tried to be like his father. But he didn't feel fulfilled until his grandmother reminded him, "You have a horn. Carry your horn and give us great music." And now we see him performing. I think yesterday, someone was telling me this morning that Femi Kuti and Made Kuti performed, I think somewhere in the UK or something, just yesterday. And now he's traveling the world doing what he loves doing. So kudos to him for following his heart and showing us how amazing he is.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Love it.
All right, still on the entertainment news, Bracket urges P-Square to reconcile. Nigerian music duo Smash and Vast of the Bracket fame have urged the Okoye brothers, Peter, Paul, P-Square, and Jude to reconcile. Speaking on the Afrima podcast, Smash Bracket advised the brothers not to allow anger to affect their relationship. He said, and I quote, "The thing is, there's one saying, they say it in Igbo language. You know what it means is that the anger of a brother doesn't get to the bone. Do you understand? So no matter how angry you are, like you want to, it shouldn't get to the bone," end of quote. He also recalled how close they were to the Okoye family before the rift, saying, and I quote, "The thing is, you know why? Because we've been to it's not like they are not telling me every day, even before they had the first issue. We're in the house all the time. If you listen to Peter, listen to Paul, listen to Jude, you'll be so confused. You don't even know where to come in. So you start, it's like, okay, how can you guys solve it? Yeah, end of quote. Vast Bracket stressed the importance of family unity and urged them not to listen to the public. Vast added, and I quote, "Forget about what people say, you're brothers. You know how you started this. You know, yeah, you're twins, the twins. And then your brother, you know, you lived in the same house for a long time. You know how you started, then why are you going to pay attention to people for Christ's sake?" End of quote. The music duo admitted that the fallout had gone too far and would take God's intervention to bring them back together, saying, and I quote, "Both of them, all of them, they've crossed the line. They've crossed the line, all of them. You're getting your brother locked up. There's no more brotherhood, so it's going to take the divine grace of God and intervention of God for them to ever get back together." Exactly, end of quote. Vast Bracket further appealed to the Okoye brothers to swallow their pride. Vast said, and I quote, "We're una fans, we're not happy the way things are going, honestly. And unfortunately, the ones that even pay me the most are the people that don't even know them from Adam, and they choose side. Now they will say, oh, Peter is this, Paul is this, and they don't even know nothing. They don't even know this. What you see on social media, that's what you're judging," end of quote.
Okay, so first of all, I thought they settled their rift at some point.
And it was after they settled that they scattered again.
Okay, so
and
honestly,
then the whole court case now started. And then Jude went to jail, was arrested, was detained, and then he was released on bail, and he's still on, actually.
Honestly, I feel like before their musicians, their brothers before their musicians.
Yep.
And I feel like let's not put them under pressure to settle whatever it is they have, because honestly, you don't really know what's going on. You only know what they are telling us. You only know what they want us to know. So I honestly just feel like let them settle it at their own pace. I mean, we'll always still have the P Square to get back to, always still have the evergreen songs to go back to, and all of that. So please, let's not put them under too much pressure.
No, we shouldn't. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and see if there would ever be P Square again, or there's just going to be Mr. P and Rude Boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go on a very quick commercial break, and when we get back, we take our remaining news. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Yes, welcome back to the show, guys. We still have a couple things going on in the entertainment industry. And straight to the third one. This one is very, very funny, actually. Wumi Toriola has been hospitalized amid online backlash over a fees or drama. Now, Nollywood actress Wumi Toriola has been hospitalized following intense online criticism stemming from her recent clash with veteran actor and director Afeez Owo. Now, the drama began after Afeez, who is married to fellow actress Mide Martins, made comments about Wumi's on-screen performance during a recent interview. Now, the critic did not sit well with Wumi, who took to social media to publicly call him out. Now, Wumi criticized Afeez, describing him as an elderly man who should avoid unnecessary quarrels, though she maintained that she still respected him. Her remarks sparked outrage among fans, who cautioned her on the importance of respecting senior colleagues in the industry. In response, Wumi shared a video of herself aboard the plane on Instagram with the caption, "The face of a repentant child is still all love. Thank you all for the backlash. Omotabafe Lambawi." Her reaction sparked a wave of backlash from fans alike, many of whom sided with Afeez and felt Wumi overreacted. Amid the heated reactions, Wumi shared a photo from her hospital bed on Thursday morning, hinting that the stress from the online trolling had taken a toll on her health. She said, and I quote, "Internet dragging an ICU as siblings," suggesting that the backlash contributed to her health scare. Now, in the comments, the actress expressed regret over the situation and made a heartfelt appeal to fans. "I've heard you all. I'll do better next time. Please wish me a quick recovery," she added. Now, in related news, Afeez Owo has accepted actor Yemi Sholade's public apology for slapping him on a movie set years ago. The incident occurred when Afeez Owo, then a production manager, was coordinating logistics for the cast and crew during a location change. According to him, Yemi Sholade slapped him due to a misunderstanding about getting food, as Afeez Owo had asked everyone to share their needs so he could purchase items along the way. Yemi Sholade tendered a public apology during an interview, expressing regrets and stating that he had discussed the matter with colleagues. Afeez Owo accepted the apology during an appearance on the African A-List podcast, referring to Sholade as his senior brother. He said, and I quote, "After seeing his apology, I let go of the incident. Even if he did not apologize, he's not at fault, because it is like when an elder brother beats his younger brother. Even if the older one is at fault, the younger brother will be asked to apologize to the senior. I was a production manager then, and he was an actor. As a production manager, I am to cater for the actors and the crew members' well-being. when we were leaving to the Ibadan location to another location at a Fulani resettlement area, I informed everybody to tell me their needs so I can buy them along. But it seems Uncle Sholade did not understand me too well and slapped me when he was hungry.
So I'm going to start with the second one and then move on to the hospital situation.
Okay.
So I think we broke the news here about Yemi Sholade slapping Afeez Owo when Afeez Owo spoke about the fact that he has been through a lot in the industry and he started from behind the scenes before he became an actor.
Yeah.
And when he said this, a lot of people were like, oh, they're sure there was a reason, something happened. But along the line was when we had Yemi Sholade come out to state that he has actually spoken about it with other people. And now that the matter has come to light again, he doesn't mind. He's going to apologize in person. Again, saying that he's really sorry. He took everything out of context. He didn't understand. Because, you know, when you're on set and you're moving from one set to another, it can be overwhelming, especially when you're going through stuff.
Okay.
And in that case, he claimed it was a misunderstanding. Because at the end of the day, he asked what everybody was going to eat. But Yemi Sholade was the only one who didn't respond.
Please let me come in there. First of all, I feel like there is a point of being professional at work. Yeah? Irrespective of how overwhelmed you are, I don't think there is any reason to get physical with
I don't
anybody.
agree with him slapping him.
Now, aside that,
I don't agree.
I feel like this is public because Afeez Owo is a public figure.
And he called him out in public.
We can see it.
Exactly.
How many more do we know have happened?
Exactly.
How do we even know if it is not still happening?
So that's the point I was getting at.
Yes.
Because it still happens. Not that how do we know it still happens. Because people still call celebrities out saying, oh, they mistreated me on this set or on that set. And it still does happen. But now how to curb it is this step forward. And I remember there was someone who called out another celebrity saying that the person was violent on set, and then they suspended the person saying that you're not supposed to...
I think it was Femi. Was it Femi Branch?
That you're not supposed to be violent with someone else on set, a crew member. And then they said they were going to put new regulations and rules in place to curb violence on set. So either you're a diva or whoever you think you are, you shouldn't be violent on set, or you'll be suspended from acting for a while, you pay a fine, something like that. So that already is in motion. They're working on that. But then at the end of the day, I'm just glad he was able to come up and say, yes, he did, and he's sorry. Because some people will just move on.
But taking it to Wumi Toriola, I feel like...
Hospital
so, I mean, this is the major issue, the Wumi Toriola gist. And honestly, yeah, I'm one of the few people that... I am not in support of how Wumi Toriola reacted, but I feel like we don't know what has happened between them. I watched the full video, and according to what Afeez Owo said,
I didn't see anything bad.
No, it's obvious they were cool before, and they had something, like they had a rift or something, and eventually they stopped talking. And I mean, I feel like the interviewer instigated the entire thing and kept pushing and all of that. But I don't think we should heap the blame on Wumi Toriola, because if I had a very, very messy fight with somebody and the person comes out and I hear my name in the person's mouth, I feel like I would also react. Maybe not the same way, but I'll react.
But at the end of the day, if they ask you a question about the person, is either you answer in a very normal, logical way like you did, or you say, oh, I don't want to talk about that person, but that will cause another scandal and will bring up another thing.
Can I say that?
Well, at the end of the day, Wumi Toriola, please get well soon. We wish you the very best. And get off your hospital bed and come and make us laugh again. That's all we can take on the entertainment news today, guys. We will be back with all the social media madness.